found, because I'm someone that I've always had the hunger, essentially, to help my clients get an even deeper transformation, to help them get an even more powerful transformation. So when it comes down to how do we do that? How can we do that? Because most of us, if we're feeling called to be a healer, we are looking to help our clients. We're looking to help people. So how can we help them in the best way possible? Well, there's one thing that I really encourage each and every one of you to hear me when I say this. If you want to help your clients, stop trying to fix them. Stop trying to heal them and instead empower them to heal themselves. Anytime anyone becomes dependent on a healer, dependent on a psychic, dependent on a medium, dependent on a coach even, it can be incredibly limiting for both people. I know as the healer, I know as the psychic, I know as the medium, I know as the coach, how exhausting it can be when people, when your clients are afraid to change without your approval, when they want you to do it for them instead of them being empowered enough to do it for themselves. It does not help them and it does not help you. And if you're someone that is listening and you're like, oh my gosh, like I go to healer after healer or psychic after psychic or medium after medium, why? Well, it's likely because you're looking for a deeper transformation and you aren't sure how to achieve it. How do we achieve it? When we're looking for it, I've got a yellow tongue from my turmeric smoothie. How do we achieve it? As the person that's on our healing journey, and how do we help our clients achieve it as the healer? Well, we empower them. We empower them. And this is why I really gravitated towards coaching and mentoring, because I realized if it was always dependent on me to do the work for the person, there would only be so far it could go. There would only be so much transformation that would happen. It would always be limited. But when I started teaching and sharing and educating people how they could do this for themselves, it all changed, because suddenly they started having real long-term lasting results, genuine transformation, and it began to be so much more rewarding for me. Because as a healer, I wanted people to feel amazing. I wanted them to have not just the high after having a reading, but feeling like their life was really changing. So how do we do that? Through a transformational program. That is the best way. Ongoing support, having someone support you and meet you where you are. Because see, when we're focusing as the healer, as the psychic, as the medium, it's our job to deliver everything we receive. But when we're showing up as the mentor, or as the coach, or as the guide, we're teaching our clients how to do it for themselves so that they do not spend the rest of their lives bouncing around from person to person, paying hundreds of dollars to get readings here and there. We're really helping them to take their power back and how to really focus on doing this for themselves. And they will be so empowered and have such an incredible transformation through doing so. And, you know, it allows your clients to continue to grow, continue to change without being dependent on you, which frees you up and empowers them. So it really, really, really is a win-win situation. This is why even as a psychic, as a medium, as a healer, so often people at the end of a session would go, well, when should I come back? And I would say, you'll know when you need to come back. Or unless a whole lot goes down, I don't want to see you for until next year. Maybe 6 months if you really put a lot of this into work, into action. But the reality is that so many people leave. They leave after the high of that reading. They feel amazing, on top of the world after that session. And then life kicks in and they get busy and they forget to follow through. And they forget to continue up with the work that we had discussed on what they were doing. So when we're working ongoing with people, we give them that responsibility that they are responsible for their healing. That this is their job, their task, their duty is to focus on healing themselves. And that begins to change so much for them because they have that ongoing support and guidance, but it also allows you to energetically detach because no longer does it become about, oh, you know, I'm considered as valuable as I am accurate or anything like that, but it becomes more of a, I'm helping people to find themselves. I'm helping people to understand their gifts. I'm helping people to understand their abilities. I'm helping people to become the one that has the answers to their questions. Because sometimes it's very, very easy for us not to trust in ourselves, not to believe in ourselves, not want to just depend on our own intuition, our own gifts, but instead looking for external validation. Now, I'll be totally honest. Will there be times that that client will still want validation? Of course. Of course, there'll be times and periods that they'll still want validation, whether it's through you as the medium, as a psychic, as a healer, or if it's through someone else. But when you show up as their coach, as their mentor, as their guide, it serves them in such a deeper level, in such a greater transformation, in my opinion, because you're giving them their power back. And this is really why coaching and mentoring is so transformational, both for your business, but also for your clients. For your clients first and foremost, but also for your business and for yourself, for your own personal life. Because instead of focusing on having, 50 or 60 clients a month, instead you're focusing on just having a handful, and you're going to have the energy to really show up and serve these people in a really deep and profound way. And it allows you to have more freedom in your life. Allows you to have more freedom in your life so that you can travel, so that you can do what you're being called to do and not feel that you're tied to where you're at or to all the appointments you have booked, and gives you this whole new sense of freedom. But it also tends to really, really serve you financially, because no longer are you dependent on $100 here and $100 there, but you have clients that are working with you ongoing. And so they're going to continue to work with you. They're going to pay you a larger investment, but their transformation is going to be so much deeper that they're most likely to look at it like it's the best investment they've ever made in themselves. And it's likely to save them a lot of money, especially if there's someone that is constantly bouncing around from healer to healer, psychic to psychic. And if you've been in this industry a while, like I have been, you'll know that there are those people. There are those people that spend hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars each and every month looking for external validation from other psychics, other intuitives, other healers, people wanting to tell them what they need to do, what is going on, what they should be focused on. And the reality is every time they're doing that, they're giving away their power. It's important, in my opinion, for everyone to know how to tap into their own intuition, to know how to get their own insight, their own guidance, because I don't care how accurate a psychic or a medium is, most of the time when a person gets information and guidance for themselves, it is so much more powerful than when they receive it for others. And I truly believe this goes back to us living by our own will and creating our destiny. Do I believe everyone has a destined path and purpose? Absolutely. But do I believe we have free will whether or not we want to follow that or not? Absolutely, I do. So it really becomes us being the co-creator with spirit, with source, with God, whatever you prefer to call the higher power. And part of that is that we have to have our power. We have to be in our power and have the confidence in order to step into the role of being that co-creator. And when we feel like we're dependent on a psychic or a medium or a healer to tell us what to do or how to do it or how to fix it, it is limiting ourselves in such a huge way, especially because when it comes to something like being a healer or having the intuition or being able to connect to spirit, I am a big believer that most of us, if not every single one of us, can do this. It's just that we have been conditioned to shut it off. And I believe that there is not one person that is a more spiritual person than another, a more connected one than another. We all have these gifts and these abilities. It's kind of like learning to speak Spanish. Each of us can do so. Will we choose to? No, some of us never will. Will others? Yeah, others will. Some grew up speaking it. That's their first language. It's very much that way when it comes to spirituality, in my opinion. Of course, these are all my opinions, but like I said, I've worked with hundreds and hundreds of people, and I know it works really, really well. And when I know it works well, where I know my clients get huge transformation, where I know that they showed it from the rooftop and live lives where they're forever changed, is when they have ongoing support through a transformational program. where they have your attention, where they have your energy, where you meet them exactly where they are and guide them to where they want to go, and allow them and guide them, as in give them the tools, the steps, the techniques, and let them do the work, which empowers them, allows you to stay in your energy and not be exhausted. Because let's face it, as a healer, what do? We give to everyone else and leave so little for ourselves. Just think about it. How many of you, if you work as a healer or as an intuitive, how often have you done readings or healings for people and by the end of it been completely exhausted, completely drained? I don't believe it's supposed to be that way, because that's limiting us. I believe instead it's about empowering those people to learn how to do that for themselves, how to take that journey for themselves. They're going to have so much more pride in it, in all the growth that they accomplish, and you are not going to be exhausted. And they're going to believe in themselves more, and they're going to have more room to grow, and it's going to continue that ripple effect to continue to pass on and on and on and on and on and on and on. And it really, really saves you so much energy. Really, really does. Allows you to focus on your gifts and your abilities, and allows you to focus on showing your clients how they can uncover their gifts and their abilities. Because if you know you're really great at something, and if they know they're really great at something, they can start implementing that area of genius in other areas of their lives. They can focus on doing what they're really good at and limiting what they're not so good at, so that they can always feel like they are continuing to grow, so they can continue to grow and to get better and better and better. And what will keep them going? The success that they're having. The transformation that they're experiencing, that alone will keep them on track. That alone will allow them to love the transformation that they're getting, and it won't just be a phase or a thing. It will be something that they will commit to doing for the rest of their life, and that is where transformation truly, truly happens. So if you're listening to this and you're like, you know what? I want to give my clients that power back. I want to empower my clients to transform their lives, to heal their lives. I want to be able to support them as they do and guide them along the journey without feeling responsible for it. Then I'm going to encourage you to reach out to me. I would love to hear all about your vision for your business, love to learn more about you, about what you do. And if we're a fit, I'll be happy to tell you all about the Modern Day Mystic Mastermind, the incredible things that happen in that program, the amazing mystics that are in there that are absolutely just changing the lives of hundreds of people through their programs, who are literally changing the lives of their family, of themselves, their clients. And like I said, if you're a fit, I'll be happy to tell you all about that, what happens inside that program, and the potential it has to change your business, the potential it has to change your life and the lives of your family members. Anyway, I hope you're having an incredible day. Happy Monday, and we will chat very soon. Much love.